Kansas. It's the opening day of muzzleloader season. We got this beautiful buck, one of our friends from out east. I just wanted to touch bases with how to cape these deer. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a series of these because, like I said, we get a lot of these deer in that are just wrong. So if this is the first part of the series, if you're hunting, have fun, get your deer down. But just remember, this is just enjoy this. This is a fun part of the whole deal. You don't have to rush this. Just enjoy it, get good at it. You might cut a hole here or there. We can fix that. Try not to, of course. But you don't have to rush through this. We get a lot of deer in, guys, that are short, that are just way too short. So when you're doing this first cut, you can see this transition line between the pit, and you can see that little tuft right there. Just bring your knife right up through that line. Okay? Come right down through that area right there, right through that pit, and then bring that straight on back. Straight on back to wherever you open that deer up.
Oh, that was my deal. Yeah, right? Mule deer. He screwed up and tried to do it. Yeah.
You got another headlamp, Mike?
I don't.
Yeah, flashlight here if you want. Cooler. Sorry, putting the meat in for you. Alright, so now with the mannequins today, we need a lot more of this back. So from about the back of that rib cage, I'm going to ring this thing right on around. And I'll do the same thing. That way you got plenty of cape for us. See how that gives you plenty of cape?
Yeah.
And that way if you want a wall pedestal or whatever you want to do, we got plenty. So this is number one. You know, when you guys are traveling out of state, you know we have all the CWD rules. We really got to learn to cape these things out yourselves, get the brain matter and whatnot out of them. It's no big deal. Just make it part of your adventure. I mean, you don't have to rush this. Just take your time. You might screw it up. If you do, we'll do our best to fix it. But you see, I'm in the dark here. We skin this thing down. There's not a much neck. That's very important. Try to get it down as far as you can. This is a very early season cape, so I would like to have probably just did a small burr to burr incision here and then took one of those oscillated saws and get it out. But guess what? I don't have my oscillated saw with me, so we're just going to do what we can do here. So a lot of people like Y cuts, T cuts. I'm a Y cut guy personally, but if you look at this hair pattern right here, most deer have from the back of that burr, you'll see just like a little Y there. I mean, you kind of got to imagine it, but it is kind of there. I like to come in. First thing I like to do actually is the bottom of that Y. I'll come in here, poke my knife in like that, and I'll open it up below that neck. And I know I'm going to have a little trouble getting this out of here. I'm going to make this a little bit longer and I really want to. But you know, it'll be on the back of your deer. You're going to have it hung up on the wall 8-10 feet. You ain't going to see it anyway. So I got that incision made. And you see I didn't go in there like this. I didn't go digging and cutting hair. I come in and come down. That way I didn't actually cut no hair. So now I'm going to come underneath that Y, pop my knife out. And see how I'm started now, and I haven't cut any hair. I'll come in underneath, pop it out. You can use any knife for this, but it has to be deathly sharp. I prefer to have one of these Havalons. This is a reasonable price. You can get any kind of blades. I think this is a T24. It's got the point on it. I like that. If you're good at sharpening a knife, like my buddy Lance is here, you can have a nice sharp, like sharp finger or something. But I suck at sharpening knives, so I go through a lot of blades. So you can see I got this one side done, and you can actually see that's going to lay back together. None of the hair's cut. It's absolutely perfect. So I lay that back in. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. This is my first caping job of the year. We took several whitetail in at our shop already from guys traveling, but guys in my green room. But I can still do it. I've done several thousand of them in my life. So here we go. We got this flat. So now we're just going to come in here. And the biggest thing is you want to stay next to the bone and actually work that knife like you're reverse scooping food. Because you want to get up underneath them antler burrs. And some of them are harder than others. If you had a screwdriver, you could take that in here. This right here, guys and girls, this is an important part, because if you come in here and cut that hair, and you can see, like this is neat. I want to show everybody this. These early season bucks, they haven't rubbed this hair off yet, so it actually sticks up over the burrs, which is really cool. A little later in the year, they've rubbed enough trees. They've got this down. You can actually see the burrs. So when you see an early season cape and you see that hair up over that burr, that's right. Your taxidermist did a good job. I knew what they were looking at. This guy's got some big old burrs, and they're up under there pretty good. See, I kind of got in there, I loosened it up. Now I'm just kind of going in there and pulling it out from underneath that burr. So I got a lot of clients this year they're out of Missouri that are in CWD contaminated zones. So just know, guys, if you're in a zone that they have deemed CWD, you cannot transport these things into Iowa without having them skull capped. So you see what I did there? I just come down. I can actually feel the back of that ear butt. You can see that ear hole. I just cut right through that hole. You've got four critical areas. One is around these burrs. You can see I'm digging. I'm not leaving any hair up under there. I'm literally coming in with my knife and coming up underneath there. Now if I get that screwdriver, I can literally peel that out. And I'm kind of peeling it down, which works really well. So I'm down to this ear again. I'm back. I'm gonna loosen this ear up. So I've skinned that down. You can see that ear's just coming loose. Okay, you can feel that cartilage on there. I know that ear canal is just right there. You can see it right there. I just cut right through that ear canal. So that ear is 100% loose. That antler burr. So now I'm taking it down. The next critical place is the back corner of this eye. That's huge, and you can see I'm within an inch of that. So I stick my finger in that corner of that eye, because you know, or I know, that I don't want to cut my finger. So that's going to make me be a little more cautious when I get to that area. So now I want to get this loose from the back. Tip it down. Helps when you got somebody to hold it. Try to leave as much meat on the carcass as you can. It just freezes up better, less chance of slippage. It thaws better when your taxidermist is getting it out to thaw it. The more neck meat you leave in that, the more opportunity you're giving the whole mount a potential problem. So, on the back of this eye. So I got my finger in there. I know I'm in there. I know I don't want to cut my finger off. I'm buried in there. I'm pulling up. Right there's the back of that bone. You can see my finger in my blue glove. So now you got this membrane right here. I don't know if you guys can see this in the dark or not. With my finger, I'm in the hole. Okay, I got my finger. I got that membrane. I'm going to cut through that membrane. So that is a critical area. So now there's two more critical areas on this eye you got to deal with. Okay, this eye attaches to that orbital bone right there, and then you got your tear duct you got to deal with. So we're going to come in. We're keeping it next to the bone. That tear duct folds up in here. Keep it next to the bone. That's the nictitating membrane. You can leave it on the cape if you want. I usually take it off. This is critical. To come in here and be digging onto that bone. Once you get to that gland, that's where that attaches to that bone. I'm taking my knife blade, that tip, and digging into that bone. Okay, so now right underneath that, I know I got the tear duct. So I come up from the bottom of that duct, nice and easy. Now I'm literally going to dig my knife, turning my knife with it right against that bone. And just peeling that right out of that tear duct. If you don't do that, what you're going to do is you're going to cut that tear duct wide open. Is it mountable? Of course. Is it going to be perfect? No. So now you're back here, you're back to the back of these teeth. In your jaw set, it opens, all opens from here. But you see this flap of skin right here? That's what attaches that muscle up there. So now I just I pull that and I cut that right down to the teeth. Now I'm taking my knife right against the bone from that lip line and just kind of rolling that down, opening that up. That's about as far as I'm going to go on this side till I get the other side to match. So now I'm out to almost another critical area. Cut right up. Kind of pay attention to this area. This area can get butchered pretty quick because you're getting in here. You think you're at the end. You're kind of getting tired of it. Just take your time. Keep your finger against the blade, or your blade against the bone, rather. Now I'm coming right around just the very end of that bottom jaw. You see they've got quite a bit of meat right there. Just keep your knife next to the bone. So see, we got all that nice lip line and all this stuff.
Look at all that hair. Wow.
Well, you got it like this. I go ahead and just score this. I'm not worried about taking it too far. So I'm just going to work it out. So I'll run this thing down. You can see what I've got over here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Okay. I'm coming to the end of the bone here. This is all soft cartilage. That's that cartilage when you get smacked in the nose when you're in 4th grade and it really hurts. Because you got hit in that cartilage. So now you just go straight down through that cartilage, right to that bone. Look at that, you got a beautiful nose. You got all that nice, this is all tucking skin. When we get that back to our shop, the nose will get turned out, that lip skin will get down, all this will get removed. All that will get opened up, the eyes, the ears, and they'll all get salted and go through the tannery. So we're going to show a proper way to cut horns off for taxidermy purposes. So that way when you get it to your taxidermist, you got a really nice start on how to put it back onto the mannequin. So I like to use a Sawzall, big old kind of aggressive blade. You know, you can kind of go one way or the other. Most of them will cut. My first cut's going to be right here behind the back of the eyes, and I'm going to go clear down through the jaw and break this loose And then I'm going to tip it on its back, and I'm going to make my last cut out like that, which is worked pretty handy, I hope. First part of that's usually the worst. Once you get it through, it should cut that loose. I just lay them horns back. Biggest thing you want to do when you're making this back cut is know your antlers. Make sure you don't have any drops or anything down here that it's going to get into. This one don't. So I come in here, I want about an inch below the burrs. So I mean, it's that easy. Now you got all the proper cuts, so it's going to go back on the deer mannequin. Now we just clean this up, especially if you're in the CWD area. Actually, any area. Just get it cleaned up and go to the taxidermist. Thank you.